Hello friends and welcome to my vlog. I'm Ashley Arndt and I'm going to be talking about the internet today and user-generated content. So have you ever noticed that we definitely use the internet way more than we think we do? The internet is pretty much the mecca of our existence at this point, right? I mean, we do everything online now, and I think we're all pretty obsessed. I mean, we do our shopping online, we shop for clothes, we can even shop for groceries online, which is the epitome of laziness. We do other things on the internet, like watch crazy cat videos, which are absolutely adorable, and we've even replaced our television with iPads and iPhones and everything that we can stream television shows on the internet with. So we're so reliable on the internet and we do everything on this beautiful machine that sometimes we forget that is not always that reliable. For example, social media websites aren't always the best source of information. Take the horrible McD stories for an example of user-generated content gone sour. In 2012, McDonald's started a Twitter campaign entitled #McDStories to encourage guests to share their wonderful McDonald's stories with everyone on the internet. Unfortunately, the Twitter users decided to take things in a very different direction than anticipated. Instead of inspiring words dedicated to the company, Twitter users turned the hashtag into a bashtag and the campaign quickly came to an end within 2 hours of launching the actual hashtag. Now, this may seem like a social media horror story, but user-generated content can go wrong on a lot of places on the internet. Take the online shopping site Amazon for an example. Like I said before, we do a lot of online shopping, and Amazon is definitely a great website to shop on. However, the site is notorious for bad comments, reviews, and suggestions. They even have an entire part of their own website attributed to funny comments that are neither helpful nor reliable. So from the evidence from the McD stories and Amazon, I think we can definitely see that one of the problems with online communication is that user-generated content is not reliable. This problem affects everyone that relies on the internet, and it's significant because everybody relies on the internet nowadays. As stated before in the beginning of this video, we rely on it for everything. So how are we going to fix this problem? Well, I think the biggest thing that we can do right now is research. We can't rely on one platform or one website for all of our information. Plus, some of these social media platforms have these crazy algorithms, right? And they just tailor all the content to what you want to see. So we're not even getting that wealth of information that we could be from various websites or even social media platforms. So I think researching is definitely an effective solution because we're able to get a bunch of point of views, a plethora of knowledge, and we can ensure that we're not getting bad user content that's meant for comic relief or perhaps bash someone that didn't even like the company in the first place. Those people who talked about the McD stories and wrote their mean hashtags on Twitter might have just been a disgruntled ex-employee, or they might have just had it out for McDonald's in the first place. So we can never really put all of our eggs in one basket with user-generated content. So how do we know what we're looking at on the internet is reliable? Well, first of all, we can take a bunch of information from a lot of different websites. 4 or 5 websites saying the exact same thing is pretty reliable as long as they're reliable sources. And speaking of reliable sources, that is the second way to implement this. Always check your sources when you're doing anything on the internet because that will ensure you are getting 100% true information. And the third is definitely don't rely on one specific user-generated content, comment, or whatever you're looking at online. It may be true, it may be not true, but definitely do your research and make sure everything that you're reading online is very true and reliable. So before I wrap this vlog up, I just want to take a second and encourage everybody to do their research when it comes to anything online, but especially when it comes to user-generated content. Because as we've learned from this video, and probably from experience, this kind of content is not only not reliable, but it's probably not even true. Thank you so much for tuning into my vlog, and I'll see you next week.